Hey, I want to thank everybody for tuning into a special edition Steelers pre-snap. I'm your host Luther Dupree with Claudio Rosano, Smokin Jim Frazier. We had a Lou Calloway who was supposed to be joining us. Maybe he's ducking the smoke. I don't know where he's at. Hopefully he joins pretty soon. Claudio, what's going on?
All right, everybody. Great to be back. Great to be back.
All right, Smokin Jim, how you feel?
I feel great. Thank you, Lou.
All right. It's been a couple weeks since we had Steelers pre-snap, but it's the big game today. Steelers versus Ravens. I'm excited. Already lost my voice, and the game didn't even start yet. Just give me your quick thoughts. We do have the Ravens fan. He's in. All right. What's up, Lou? Come off mute. You're on mute.
What's going on?
All right. We're going about to get you in a few minutes.
What's up, Coach?
How you doing, brother?
All
right. So Claudio, before we get started, why don't you give us your huddle up? What do you have for our huddle up today?
You know, I wrote a book a couple years ago, Lead from the Heart Up, Not the Neck Up, How to Create a Positive Winning Culture on the Field and in the Office. And last week when I heard Micah Parsons throw McCarthy under the bus, didn't like it. Don't blame him. I blame the people in charge. The Italians have a saying, the fish stinks from the head up or head down. So when it's bad up top, it trickles down. You have to get the right people in your organization to win. The GM, the coach, the players. You can't have players throwing the coach under the bus. Years ago, when I was at CMU, obviously, I made a bad play. I sent a runner home. He got thrown out. We ended up losing the game. It was my fault. At the end of the game, I apologized to the team. It was my fault. And the player said, no, coach, if we'd have done this, if we'd have done that, we'd have won the game. It wasn't you. It was us. My point is, when they made a mistake, I didn't bust their chops. I tried to correct them and fix it. I didn't throw them under the bus. So whenever I made a mistake, they didn't throw me under the bus. When Micah Parsons, one of these days, he's going to mess up. Would he want McCarthy to throw him under the bus? No, you don't do that. You have to have the right people to win championships. And they just don't. You can have all the talent in the world, but you have to have the right combination of talent and good people, the right people. I'm not saying he's a bad person. You know, he got emotional after the game. I get that. But you have to have the right people who, I always say, a lot of cliches, pull the same rope at the same time, in the same direction, for the same purpose. We will get a great result. And Dallas is all over the place, and many teams are all over the place. But you don't do that. You don't say tell to the media the coach can go where he wants, this, that, and other thing. I guarantee you McCarthy works just as hard, if not harder, than Parsons does. So you don't throw him under the bus. We all make mistakes. One of these days, Parsons is going to make mistakes. But you want McCarthy to throw him under the bus? I doubt it. You have to have the right people to win championships.
Got you. All right, Smokin Jim, what you got for us in the first and 10?
Hey, very well said, Claudio, and it's always an honor to be on here with Coach Calloway. Hey, Lou, the most talented team I ever seen on the high school level was the 1978 Beaver Falls High School team led by Dwight Collins and Jerry Moy, and they had a tight end that was all-time lead tight end in Miami University history, played 10 years in the NFL. They had about 11 Division I prospects, and they got beat by a no-name team from Knock High School that didn't have even Division III player. Listen, that one Perry team that only gave up 13 points all year. They was a phenomenal team, but they ran up against Paul Polanowski and the Hopewell. The one thing that travels, man, especially in high school and all levels, is a running game and defense. I was worried about having work. I told you that, Lou, after I interviewed the coach and the players. I think the Marnie Christian Academy is one of the top 5 talented teams I've ever seen in WPIL history. They're the uncrowned WPIL champs, but it's hard to win one, man. It's hard to win the WPIL, and Amani has found that out the hard way this past weekend.
Yeah, I got you. All right, listen, mine is short and sweet. I want to talk about the fight. It was a fixed fight. I tried to tell Claudio, don't spend any money on there, man. Mike Tyson went in there and just collected a check, gave his audience to this boy, Jake Paul. I tried to tell you guys a couple years ago he was going to be the biggest thing in boxing. You, Jim, you, Claudio, you laughed at me, and I told you it was headed that way. Down the line, 3 years later, this man has fought nobody. And then he finally fought a 58-year-old Mike Tyson. Now he can go around bragging that he beat Mike Tyson. Tyson didn't throw. Only thing good about that fight was the females, the ring girls, Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor. That was good. It was a disgrace. They had Mike Tyson's whole on the damn screen. I'm still traumatized by it. Only one who might have liked it, Puffy watching it in the jail cell. Disgusting. He got paid. I didn't like the fact that Jake Paul got $40 million and now he can go around bragging that he beat Tyson. Very disgusting. Let's get back to what we're talking about. We're talking about the Ravens, and I got my man Luke Callaway, one of my favorite players to watch. We covered him, semi-pro. He's done a lot of great things, but he's a Ravens fan, so we had to bring him on for this big game. You know, Lamar Jackson chokes every time he faces the Steelers, and I look for the same thing to happen today. We're going to try to see if Luke can give the viewers any reason why they should have hope that the Ravens can finally beat the Steelers while Lamar Jackson is quarterback. All right? Been a little quiet. Before we get started, what do you want to say, Lou? Tell the viewing audience a little bit about what you've been up to. You ain't been on the show for a little bit. What's going on with you?
Just been working on a business a lot, man. Just trying to stay focused. You know, I started over. I got a 1-year-old, man. So, you know what I mean?
Congratulations.
Thank you, man. He'll be 2 next month. It's the last of the legacy. Everybody know, you know what I mean? Like if you ain't have one that was close, you know what I'm saying? You definitely got one more. You know what I mean? We're going with all the stuff that's going on nowadays with the social media and the trainings and things like that or whatever. Like, you know, this is my opportunity to be able to, you know, getting right and everything like that with all the stuff that's going on. But I just been living life, man. Living life. I'm happy. I'm healthy. Help taking care of my mom and my dad. You know what I mean? It's the most important part. You know what I mean? Right now, it's a lot of, you know, they have a lot of health complications right now. So it's kind of like getting to that point. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's just preparing themselves and things like that. But other than that, man, life is great, man. Life is great.
That's what's up. All right. So, let me jump in these comments real quick. Mike, get out, Coach Tom. All right, come on, man. Lee started already.
Yes,
team in Hansfield this week is 0-2. Oh, Lee, all right. Let's jump into this now. Before we get started, you know, we do a different flow. How did you get on a losing team and be a Ravens fan, Lou? I mean, what happened to you that you fell off to the dark side?
First of all, I didn't fall off to the dark side. It was
in your
just
opinion?
No. So what happened was that I've always been a Miami Hurricane my whole life. You know what I mean? I had an uncle that went to Miami, and he didn't play ball or anything like that, but he always was yelling Miami Hurricanes and making us watch it whenever we was younger and stuff like that. So I became a great fan. And we all know how them guys was in the 80s, that Miami Hurricane team, the Ray Lewis's, and the Ray Lewis's and them was in, like, what was they, in the 90s, right?
Yeah, early 90s. Yeah.
Right, you know 90s, what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so, 1996, I'm in college, draft, right?
Mm-hmm.
When Ray Lewis got drafted to the Ravens, and knowing the history of what happened with them traveling from Cleveland to Baltimore, it became a perfect opportunity for me to start fresh, have a team that I like, and everything like that. Never was a Steeler fan. I always was an individual fan of a lot of football players, even some players on the Steelers. You know what I mean? So just coming up. But once they became my team or whatever, you guys became the ops. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
that's how it was.
All right. Let's jump into the comments real quick, and we'll start the show. All right.
Rush for 200. I don't think so. I don't think he'll rush for 200 yards, Lee.
He ain't getting near that, man.
I don't think he'll rush for 200 yards.
He better not run a lot, or he could get injured again. You know, he's injury prone.
He don't get injured. No, he's not injury prone, and he don't get injured.
How many times has he missed Steeler games because he was injured? Quite a few.
It wasn't because he was running. The one game he was ill. The second game he had got injured.
He was ill.
The second time he had got injured.
You know
what I mean?
He going.
Right? Never got hurt running.
Oh goodness! All right, Jason Thomas, get that Ratbird fan off the show. Lou was an extra. Lee said you was an extra on the wire, Lou.
I was.
You was. All right, let's jump into this. We know already my man is going to be a little biased towards this. I'll let him go first.
I'm not going to be biased.
Now, stats say Ravens' pass defense is the worst of the league.
Yes.
Right? You know that, right?
Yes.
Steelers offense versus the Ravens D. Who has the advantage and why? We'll give you the go. Why? Stats say one thing. We'll see what you say. Give an honest opinion here.
Ravens defense versus Steelers offense.
Yeah, hesitating.
I believe we'll be able to shut you guys' run
down.
Oh
my God. All right, Lee. Come on, Lee.
We have the number one running defense, rush defense in the league, right? And we got the worst pass offense in the league. Now, let me tell you something. At the beginning of the year, first 5-6 games or whatever, we lost against Kansas City. We lost against Cleveland.
Choke.
But you gotta understand this though. A lot of them games we was up by 14, 20 points. So a lot of teams was passing on us. I don't know why we playing this dumb zone. This dumb zone and allowing these teams to pass on us or whatever, which allows them to get a lot of passing yards. It ain't like the games was tight. A lot of the games was tight and they was passing all over us and moving up and down the field. You know what I mean? A lot of times they was down by a lot of points and they was passing and we was being conservative and a lot of passing yards came off of that. So that's why we was the worst. On top of some other games or whatnot that they shouldn't even allow a lot of passing yards.
Well, that sounds like a lot of excuses. But so you say the Ravens D got an advantage. That's clearly the wrong answer. Ravens D were the worst pass defense I've ever seen. They let Jamar Chase almost get 300 yards, Lou. I mean,
that's the usual. But listen.
They let Jameis Winston pass for 300 yards, a game-winning touchdown. Listen, I can't wait. Russell Wilson is licking his chops to get after these guys. Kyle Hamilton is out there with a bum ankle. He's still going to try to play. Look for him not to finish the game either because he's limited out there. Oh man, I think Pickens, I think Williams still going to have a field day with your defense. The Steelers definitely have an advantage. Russell Wilson is throwing the moon ball. Humphrey, he's a star himself. He couldn't watch Pickens last year when Kenny Pickett was the quarterback. What is he going to do lined up against Pickens this year? He's getting destroyed. What's not going to work? Yeah, okay. I just didn't see Burrow throwing all over him. I didn't see Winston throwing all over him. You guys can't.
Who's being biased right now? Who's being biased?
I'm going by what the stats say. The stats say the Steelers' offense, since Russell Wilson's been putting up in the game, they're putting up over 30 points a game. They're the third leading offense, and the Ravens the worst passing defense in the league. So I'm going by stats. The Steelers have the advantage.
Right? I'll tell you guys this: we are going to welcome Russell Wilson to the AFC North. He's not ready. He's not ready for the AFC North.
All right,
totally different.
All right, we'll get back to you. Hey, Claudio, your thoughts. Who has the advantage? Steelers offense or Ravens D?
Okay, now on paper, without questions, Baltimore's D has not been very good. They pressure the quarterback pretty good. They're very good against the run, only giving up 3.2 yards a carry. But here's the caveat. Okay, how you like that word, Smokin Jim? Now, here's what Baltimore offense has to do to help the defense. Lamar Jackson, I'm crazy about Lamar Jackson, and he's developed more of a touch now, what makes him that much better of a quarterback. They're going to have to run for 160 plus, which they will. When you run the ball, you're keeping the Steeler offense off the field. Okay? It's that simple. Then you're helping your defense. And now use the pass for effect. In baseball, they say, in the old days anyway, throw high and tight fastball for effect, get them low and away to get them out. Soft stuff outside. Effect, so you show them the fastball, but you throw them off speed pitches to get them out. Show them the pass for effect. You have some weapons. Bateman, Johnson, Flowers, maybe even Henry out of the backfield. And then Lamar. But run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. It kills the clock. It keeps your defense off, keeps your defense fresh. And by running the ball and pounding, Watt is going to be he's going to be tired. Cam Hayward's going to be tired. And I'm telling you, that'll help the Baltimore. The offense will help out the defense.
Well,
and
who has the advantage in this?
Defense.
Wow. Okay.
In order for Russell Wilson to throw that moon ball, he needs time. If they put pressure on him, he's going to throw the moon ball a little too quick, and it's not going to be accurate. I'm telling you, if they run the ball, they're going to keep the defense off the field, which means less plays for the Steelers, and it means defense is going to be fresher, and they're going to put more pressure on Wilson, and he's going to throw that moon ball, and it's not going to be accurate. I'm telling you. I'm giving the
two interceptions by Russell Wilson today.
I'm with you.
And y'all would drop them anyway. Hey, Smokin Jim, who has the advantage? Steelers offense or Ravens defense? You know, look.
Well, I'm enjoying the Coach Luke Callaway Luther show. I thought y'all forgot I was even here, but I'm enjoying it.
Well,
I gotta agree a lot with Claudio. Listen, the Ravens played one of the tougher first half schedules in the league. They're 7-3 for a reason. I really like their defense. They pride themselves on defense. So I'm going to rate it even Steven. Steeler offense, Raven defense, even Steven.
Oh, my goodness. Listen, hey, Jim, it wouldn't be the Luther, Claudio, and Lou show if you would ever zoom in. You choose not to zoom in. Why don't you click the link? Click the link sometimes, and you can participate a little better. You on the phone, sometimes we forget you're there. All right. Since you got it, you start us off, Jim. Steelers D versus the Ravens offense.
Well, the light-skinned brother with freckles, he's out again. Highsmith. I really like Preston Smith. I don't know how quickly he can get up to snuff on the defense. Listen, he's 275 pounds. He's a bulldog. I'm looking for your excuse book for TJ Watt's fans, Luther. It's a bad game, but his fans really make excuses when that happens. But I would give the listen, I've never seen an offense better in the regular season than the Baltimore. They got a two-time regular season quarterback MVP and Zay Flowers and some of the other weapons. And I tell you what, Derrick Henry, one of the top 5 running backs of all time, right up there with Jimmy Brown and some of them, especially with the stiff arm, size, and speed. So you got to get the advantage to the Ravens offense.
Okay. All right. Let's jump back to we already know what Lou's going to say. Your opinion, Steelers D versus the Ravens offense, Lou, and why?
Rushing, running the ball, controlling the clock. A lot of times that you've seen us start our offense has been inside 15 yards. We have numerous times controlled the game with 13, 14 play drives with taking between 8 to 10 minutes off of the clock. Controlling the game, just like Coach Claude said. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. Keeping the defense fresh, keeping that defense on the field. They're gassed. Guys are subbing in and out. You're putting second, third string players in. We're continuing to run. Then also you got to understand Keaton Mitchell is back. Healthy. You know what I mean? You got Justin Hill healthy. You got 3 running backs that can take it the distance and can get to that second and third level consistently. The offensive line is playing great. Running the ball. Everybody is gelling. Everybody is making blocks. They're communicating. They're protecting Lamar. Lamar hasn't taken many sacks this year. You know what I mean? And just like Coach Claude said, he's a better passer. He's reading the defense better. He's now making audibles when he sees stuff, which is a great thing. I had a conversation with guys at the barbershop the other day, and they were saying that he don't know how to call audibles and everything. That I deaded that whole situation because they didn't know what they was talking about in the barbershop when it came to that. So, but I'm taking the Ravens offense versus the Steelers defense.
Okay. Sure. Okay. You know what? And let me jump in here. I agree with you. I agree. I think this Ravens offense is something special. Lamar Jackson, I've never seen him throw it with the touch that he has. He's playing confident, but he's facing his kryptonite tonight. You know, T.J. Watt, Highsmith, and those boys, Haysmith, they've made it rough for him. He only has 4 touchdowns and 7 interceptions against us. I think this is the game he gets going, and we see the real Lamar Jackson. We got a couple breaks. I give the Ravens offense a slight advantage over the Steelers defense. I think Lamar Jackson is going to get out there. I think he's going to throw for 240. I think he's going to have 2 touchdowns. But I do think we're going to get a couple sacks on him. T.J. Watt has had a quiet game the last couple. I look for him to punish that offensive line and maybe cause a key turnover. Derrick Henry's a different animal, man. He's running crazy. He's really turned that offense around. Like you said, they have 3 running backs. And another guy I'm worried about, Zay Flowers. He's improved. He's catching the ball. He's holding on to the ball this year. So I think he can have a big game. I think he'll have 100 yards on us. And, of course, you always got to worry about what you guys didn't say so far is Mark Andrews. He's going to be tough, and likely he's taking a lot of snaps from him. It's going to be tough to stop. But y'all picked up a cancer. Deontay Johnson already complaining. He's already complaining he's not getting the ball.
What's he complaining about?
He's not getting the ball. He already put up a couple snaps.
He don't know the offense. This is his 3rd game?
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Really?
I mean, he was a cancer with the Steelers. He was a cancer with the Panthers. And he's going to be a cancer with you guys.
But the thing about it is people mature when they're in a good situation or when they're with a better organization.
It's in a good situation when he's playing 5 snaps. He's caught 2 passes for, Well, you'll learn to love him when he catches a pass and runs 10 yards backwards and doesn't get the first down. He thinks he's AB, but he doesn't play like AB. When there's a block he needs to make and he won't make it, we'll see.
When he was with the Carolina Panthers, I did not see that running 10 yards backwards or anything like that. So he might have graduated.
You didn't see him making plays. They was happy to get rid of him, for a 5th round pick. I don't know.
He might shock you guys today or whatever, man. Regardless of what it is, his responsibility is when he gets in there is to do his job.
True.
That's it.
True.
You know what I mean?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not afraid of him. Zay Flowers is a guy, I'd be worried about. He dropped a couple touchdowns last year.
You're not afraid of Bateman?
Bateman's afraid of himself. He's made more plays with him dropping passes than catching touchdowns for the other team.
He's dropped a lot of passes this year.
He's dropped key passes this year, which is one of the reasons they went out and got Deontay Johnson. Because they can't trust him. They can't trust him. Zay Flowers is trustworthy. Mark Andrews is trustworthy. Bateman.
It was more so had to deal with depth. So stay ready so you ain't got to get ready.
So they could prepare to take his spot. Bateman is a very overrated receiver. Has all the talent. He reminds me of Lyman Swede. I don't know if you remember him, Lou. Lyman Swede looked like he had all the intangibles, but he didn't have it up top. Bateman kind of reminds me of that guy. Claudio, your thoughts? Steelers D and Ravens, who has the advantage?
First of all, hey, Jim, Luther said the word kryptonite a couple times. You know what kryptonite is. Remember, Jim, what you said?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, an announcement. Lee McGinnis Lou Calloway and myself are going to have a show called Steeler Pre-Snap because they're right on the button. They're right on the button again today.
Oh
Now,
my gosh.
Steeler defense is solid, but they gave up 27 against Washington. Who has a better offense, Baltimore or Washington? Baltimore. Steelers are giving up 3.9 a game rushing. Pretty good, very good. But Baltimore is going to do much better than that. They're going to pressure the quarterback. That's the big thing for the Steelers. But when you're on the field all the time, two of your biggest guys, and Highsmith's out, but Cam and T.J. Watt are going to be tired because of that running game. And as I said previously, that running game, that offense with everybody there healthy, as Lou said, I'm telling you, 160 plus yards rushing, and they're going to sprinkle in some passing for effect. And Lamar Jackson, as I said at the outset, he's developed such a pretty touch. He's and as Lou said, calling audibles. He's really still, in my opinion, he's a two-time MVP, but he's still not who he's going to be. But he's getting there. The two guys who I would actually pay to watch, Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. I like Lamar Jackson since day one. Now, again, the advantage definitely Baltimore offense. I think this. I won't take too much time. Again, Baltimore offense much more over the Steelers defense.
Okay. Now this should
and Porter, I think, is going to have a big play penalty. He's real handsy. I think the refs are going to they're going to put some eyes on him, make him a little more bold. And I'm telling you, that's a prediction as well. A deep pass after the run. They're going to have a deep pass. Porter is going to be caught off a little bit, get handsy, and a deep penalty.
Every time he gets beat, he's pulling.
Yep.
Every time he gets beat, he's pulling.
Well, I'd rather him do that than get beat like Humphrey get beat for 70-yard touchdowns on a regular basis.
It's going to cost him.
Well, it could. Now, Claudio, I got to correct you. Yes, they gave up 24 points against Washington. 24 came in the first half. They only gave up 3 points in the second half. So again, they went here and made some adjustments. And this is where I gotta go. Coaching advantage. Let's get Jim before he has to dump off and go to church or wherever he's going. Jim, you still with us?
Yes, sir.
Who has the coaching advantage? John Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin's record against each other. Who do you say has the coaching advantage and why?
Harbaugh comes from a football family, and so does Coach Mike Tomlin. Harbaugh's dad says, who got it better? Nobody. Tomlin's dad went out for a pack of cigarettes, never came back. So I'm going to give the Harbaugh family. I'm going to give the advantage to the Harbaugh family.
Jill, that was terrible.
Let's go.
Jill, listen, man. Jill, I don't know where you came up with that one. That was pretty good, man. But Jim, you're not talking. Stats say every time Harbaugh and Tomlin get it, match up, Harbaugh makes a crazy, insane decision and blows the game for his team. I kind of think the same thing will happen.
Crazy, insane decisions has he made this year?
You know what? I'm talking against the Steelers. We're doing coaching advantage. Tomlin versus Harbaugh head. It's fourth and 1. He should punt the ball. He decides to go for it. Blows up in his face.
But why not take the chance to go for it?
Last year, and they're in a cover 0 with a slow Marlon Humphreys coming back from a leg injury. You have him matched up against Pickens, and he gets burnt for a 50-yard touchdown. Crazy decisions that he makes every time he goes up against the Steelers. I look for that to continue. I give the coaching advantage to Mike Tomlin, Austin, and also Arthur Smith. The Ravens have not faced the offense under Arthur Smith. It's not Matt Cannon anymore, Lou. It's Arthur Smith, and he has this offense rolling. Him and Russell Wilson, they're staying Friday nights way after hours trying to come up with plays. They're not perfectly, and they're rolling. 31 points a game since Russell Wilson started. I get the coaching advantage to Mike Tomlin.
Sierra said Russell Wilson has to be in the house by 8 p.m. I'm not staying way after. Not going.
All right. Well, who got the coaching advantage, Lou? And why?
It's a tough one, man. It's a tough one. And the reason why I say it's a tough one is because both of these coaches are great coaches.
True.
They definitely take chances. It's I'm taking Harbaugh slightly over this as far as a coaching advantage, man, because like you said, Harbs does make, some rash decisions, some bad play calling, but Mike Tomlin just don't think. You know what I mean? So I'm taking Coach Harbs slightly over Coach Jitney Face.
Oh, dang. All right. Claudio, who has the coaching advantage and why?
You made some great points, but this Friday they didn't stay late. They were with Jim watching the Tyson fight.
Yeah, so sure was.
Playbook. Now, I'm going to go with Harbaugh. I do like the fact that he takes chances, but sometimes there's being risky and a riverboat gambler, and then there's a little crazy. It's a little crazy, but I definitely take Harbaugh coaching advantage.
All right, let's jump into the comments real quick. Leave it in. All right, Frank Jackson, Steelers D is Lamar Jackson daddy. All right. Lee's also at least says Tomlin, we didn't do enough to secure victory. Harbaugh, the former special team coach, has the advantage. And we got no nonsense in there. This is a different Ravens offense and a very angry Ravens defense. Let's go Baltimore. All right, no nonsense. Appreciate you coming in. Boss leg is fresh. All right, Lee. All right, Lee. Hey, look like Jim went to the casino, so he left the line. I don't know what happened. He's out of here. As we wrap up real quick, let's do our sit or start. All right, and then we'll do our predictions. Russell Wilson, would you sit or start him, Lou?
I was starting.
Okay. Yeah, I would say start him. I'm starting anybody against that Ravens D until they short up. That Ravens D is one of the worst I've seen.
But I think the Ravens defense will prevail today to show the world. You know what I mean? That they are capable.
What makes you say that? Kyle Hamilton's injured.
Kyle Hamilton's back. He's about 90-95%. He's not that
after the way that ankle rolled, he's not going to be 95%. He might be 75%. I'd be going after him.
He was running 100% at practice the last couple of days, Thursday, Friday. He was running 100%. No soreness or anything after practice or whatever, a little bit of icing and everything like that. So he's good to go.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite players, but I don't see him finishing this game. That high ankle sprain, he should rest it.
It wasn't a high ankle sprain. It wasn't a high ankle sprain.
It was pretty close. It was pretty close. I saw that ankle roll.
It wasn't a high ankle sprain though. It wasn't a high ankle sprain. There's a difference, right? So
it looked like he was in that boot.
What I do like is that Eddie Sad Jackson is not with the Ravens today, and he is not playing, and I love that.
Okay. All right. Claudio, sit or start Russell?
You have to start him. I don't think he's going to have a Russell Wilson game. I agree with Lou. He's going to have some turnovers today. But I'll say, you know what? When you have to think about it, then you probably should say no. I'm going to say no. I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to say no. Don't start.
I was real close to saying that too, Coach, and I think you're about to say what I was going to say. But go ahead.
I say start him. I'm looking at my chops at that Ravens defense. How about Lamar Jackson? I know you want to start him, right? Right, Lou? I say start him. I think he'll have a solid game. He's due to have a good game against the Steelers because he hasn't had one his whole career. So I say start him this time. Lou, what do you say?
Starting. Why not? The whole world is going starting.
Right. Claudia, I'm sure you. What do you say?
330 yards plus. No, 300 yards plus in total. Yes, definitely starting. Definitely.
You've been hanging around Smokin Jim with that stat. There's no way he's throwing for 330. I mean,
what game hasn't he thrown for 330 though?
Any game against the Steelers, any game in his whole career.
This year,
No.
He hasn't played the Steelers this year. I mean, it's going to be different. We know how to pressure him just right. He'll have a solid game, but that 300, no. I see him about 230, 240.
I said total offense.
Okay.
Total running and throwing 300 plus.
I hope he's not running, man. Patrick Queen is lurking out there, man. He don't want to get hit by Patrick Queen. Patrick Queen couldn't hit him in practice every day. Now he gets to put his hands on Ravens. They didn't even offer that man a contract. I hope he's not running. He might get his season ended messing around running on these Steelers.
Man, to be honest with you,
oh, here you go.
Trenton Simpson's having a better year than Pat Queen.
Well, okay, maybe stat-wise, but Patrick Queen's the second leading tackler. Last week, we saw the best of Patrick Queen, and I think it only gets better. Derrick Henry's going to be coming right at him. And now, since we're on Derrick Henry, you're going to start him, I assume? Pardon me?
Business decisions will be made on that Steelers defense today.
Yeah. Historically, he's only had 3 games with us, 182 yards total, about 4.1 yards. When he was at Tennessee, we were able to kind of hold him. It's a much different offense. I think he gets 80 yards, and I think he gets a touchdown, but I don't think he, has that super 60-yard run. He'll average about 4 yards a carry, but I think we hold him to 80. But I'd start him. Claudio.
I definitely start him. And again, I said as a Lamar 300 total offense, but the rushing, I may have underdid the number. I said 160 for the team rushing with Lamar and just the entire rushing game. But I'm definitely starting Henry for sure, without question.
See, Lee, you're out of pocket here. You said Patrick Queen plays like Devin Bush. Come on now. Stop. Is Bush even in the league still? Is he a backup with Seattle still? Stop, man. Lee's out of pocket. Mr. Jackson victory formation. All right, we're going to see. We're going to see. All right, we'll see. All right, let's do a couple more. Zay Flowers. I think Zay Flowers may have a good game. I think he's going to have 100 yards and a touchdown. I would say start him.
Lou, man. People been calling me Lee ever since me and Lee got together. They've been calling me Lee. They've been calling Lee Lou. That's crazy. Yeah. But we starting.
You started my fault, Lou. Man, y'all got the same personality, man. I'm surprised. Sometimes I hear him talking, I think he's a Ravens fan, man.
Me and Lee been good friends since we was 18 years old, man.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah, I think that's what Steel City first started covering you guys when y'all were playing on the same semi-pro team, right?
The Colts. Yeah.
Well, I think it was when we started covering y'all. Y'all had moved to the Power.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Lee did play for the Power.
Yeah. Y'all was the linebackers and running backs, and Barlow was playing with y'all, and Shorty. Yeah, that was one of my favorite teams to cover. Hey, Claudio.
I played quarterback. Yeah.
Zay Flowers, you start him or sit him?
Start him.
All right. Staying on that receiver. What about Pickens? I say start him. If they try to have Humphreys matched up on him, he's going to eat him alive. He was doing it last year when he had Kenny Pickett. Oh, my goodness. They better double cover him all over the field. Humphreys is a shell of himself right now. And if they have that matchup, look for some deep balls to come Pickens' ways. I'm starting them. I see them getting 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. They have no chance of stopping him unless they're putting a lot of pressure on Wilson. And even so, he's going to throw it up to Pickens. And they have nobody who can stop him. I'm not impressed with their corners. Lou, Pickens.
I mean, he's a starter, right? I mean, I was starting, but I don't think he's going to have a big game. I give him 60 yards today.
60 yards in the first half.
60 yards the whole game.
Okay.
I believe there's going to be some adjustments made. They're probably going to play over and under on him, for sure. And he's going to take some hits, man. He's going to get frustrated. He's definitely going to get frustrated. Russell Wilson's going to be forcing the ball a little bit, underthrowing the ball, overthrowing the ball, things like that. There's going to be some complications. Yes. I can see it happening.
All right. Claudio.
Not only does Pickens have great hands, but he's really impressed me with the yards after the catch. I'm really impressed with him. Now, I agree with Lou 1,000%. I think that, but I'm going to say this. Jim Valvano used to say whenever he played a stud like a Ralph Sampson, he said, let everybody else beat us, but not Ralph. I think what they'll do, they'll let the other receivers beat them, but not Pickens. So I'm with Lou. I say 60 to 70 yards. He may have a touchdown. I'm not saying that, but I don't think he's going to have the monster game because they will make sure that he doesn't beat them. Let everybody else attempt to beat us.
Okay. All right.
We're gonna play him totally different than how we played Jamar Chase, for sure.
No doubt.
Well, y'all need to, because the way you all played Jamar Chase was a fail. That man almost set a record for most receiving yards against one team. In 2 games, he has, I think, 8 touchdowns, almost 800 yards. Mike Williams
with 2 losses. Yep, with 2 losses.
Yeah, I mean, not well because of Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. The defense played no part. They gave up almost 40 points each of those games.
They lost.
True, absolutely. Lee said Mike Williams will have a big game. Last week, 1 catch, 60-yard bomb. And we've seen the Ravens defense. I wouldn't start him just yet because I don't know how much he's going to be on the field. He's only been there 2 weeks, but I do think he's going to have at least 2 big plays. Again, another matchup advantage. Long, 6'4", could jump out the gym. And the Ravens cornerbacks, they're either old like Humphreys or very young. Stevens, a lot of those guys are first and second year players that aren't getting it done. Right, Lou?
Oh.
Humphreys is an old cornerback.
He's 27 years old.
Yeah, but his knees, his ankles, he's an older guy. I mean, he's constantly getting injured. How many times has he played? I think he's at the tail end of his career right now. I just don't see it with him anymore, man. He can't keep up with the young guys. He gets injured quite a bit, and I think he can get exposed today. I would sit Mike Williams, though.
My 18 will have a better game than your 18.
Oh, wow. Deontay Johnson's going to have a better game than Mike Williams? If that's the case, I don't like the Steelers' chances, but I don't see that happening. You know, Tomlin didn't even mention him. He says, well, to be honest, we're not even preparing for him because the man's not even getting on the field, really.
Because he's only been there for 3 weeks. And that reverts back to what I was talking about earlier as far as him just getting there and him not knowing the playbook. Yeah. Now, as weeks goes on and as the second half of the season starts, he'll start to see more time. Let's not forget, though, man, this Deontay Johnson is he can be a starting receiver, at least a number 2.
Yeah. All right, Lou. Now you made a real bad excuse there. You said he just got there a week ago. Mike Williams.
I said 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago, and he's made no significant plays. Mike Williams got there 1 week and already made a significant play. So it doesn't take long. If you have it, it was the biggest play of the game, a 60-yard touchdown game-winning catch. Some guys have it and some guys don't. I'm not sure Deontay has it anymore or if he ever had it. You know, I think
it was a horrible pass. It was a moon pass. It was horrible. And it was just like, throw it up, go get it type. Like, I'm not
as a quarterback, you put your receivers in position to make plays. And that's what he did. We'll see if Lamar Jackson can do it to Deontay Johnson. We'll see. But, hey, real quick, we're at kind of overtime. Let's get in these predictions. Final score. Lou.
I'm gonna take Baltimore.
Of course.
27. I'm gonna take them 27-20.
Okay. All right. Claudio, what's your score?
First, I want to do my Smokin Jim impersonation, so I'm gonna get off camera here. Well, Baltimore defense and Pittsburgh defense are both great, so I'm going Baltimore 73, Pittsburgh 70.
Oh,
23.
Oh, say it again. You broke. I didn't hear it. Say it again.
My prediction is Baltimore 34, Pittsburgh 23.
I think you guys are on the right track, but with the wrong choice. I have the Steelers winning a shootout, 31-28. Lamar Jackson, Henry, they're going to do their thing, but once again, that Ravens defense will be the reason they lose this game. I don't see them stopping them. Ravens may jump out, but that Ravens defense, it's pretty easy picking right now when you pass the ball against them, spread them out. 31-28. Russell Wilson will have a big game. Pickens will be unstoppable. Najee will do more in the passing game than the running game, I think, in this one. You know, a big issue is Jalen Warren's out with a back issue, so that's going to hurt. But we'll have Cordarrelle Patterson do some things. But any last thoughts before we get out of here?
Yes. One last thing that we have not mentioned or have not talked about the whole time, right? The kicking game. Justin Tucker has to be on point. He's in a city where it's open at the other end. The wind be swirling. It's cold. And the ball's in the air. You know what I mean? We all know that he can miss, man.
What's going on? I don't know what's going on with him, man. He used to be money, and this year I don't know, man. That could cost you guys, and it might be this game.
It's going. Well, it's already cost us the games we lost. So, you know what I mean?
That and the defense. Don't put that on. Put it on the defense where it belongs. Come on, y'all lost to the Raiders, to the Browns. That wasn't just on Tucker. You know, Kansas City's a different thing. You all could have easily won it if Likely would have got his feet in, but he chose to wear, you know, black and white spikes and barely stepped out of bounds. And you know, we'll see. It should be a great game, man. I'm excited about it. Are you going to the game, Lou?
Yes, I am. I'll be there I'm going down about 11:30, quarter to 12.
All right, man. I wanted to go, man, but I'm not going to make it this one, man. But I'm glad you came and did the show. We got to do this again.
Pre-game or post-game? What's up, Claude?
Hey, well, there's a post-game. I'll send you the link. I won't be doing the post-game. I'll send you the post-game link. That don't be doing.
Yeah, you don't. Listen. You can't keep running from that type stuff, man. Stop it.
Hey, we'll do it after the next one. I can't do it. I got to do a couple things, but I'm confident that the Steelers are going to secure the victory. You know, Ravens.
Scalping tickets, no.
Lee's crazy.
I wish.
Yeah, hey, you can. Hey, those tickets are kind of high. Otherwise, I would have gone, man. But I'm like, it's a little out my price range right now. I'm not going.
Lou, don't start with that. Nothing's out of your price range, brother. I know that.
Yeah, right. Well, these ones are this time. I can't make it.
Definitely $300 tickets, man.
Yeah, I was looking 300 for like the 500 level. I said, I'm not doing that.
Disappointed in is why, and they have the power to do it. Why wouldn't they make this a prime time game?
Absolutely. This is the the biggest game of the year in the AFC North. 7-3 versus 7-2. MVP candidate Lamar Jackson trying to win his third. You know, Russell Wilson might get comeback player of the year if he keeps it up. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. This should be the Sunday night game or 4 o'clock, but we'll see. We'll see. It should be good, man. Thank you.
The next game is a 4:30 game, December 21st.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I'll be in Baltimore that whole weekend.
Oh, you're going to be down? I might.
Season. But again, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, that's a marquee game.
You're right. You're right.
Everybody want to watch that.
Absolutely. Let's hope Netflix doesn't, have trouble like they did with that Tyson fight, the way it was buffering and all that stuff, and make sure they keep the cameras out of the locker. We don't want to have another fiasco like we saw with Mike Tyson. That was humiliating. I can't believe they put that man on there like that. All right, Lewis bootlegging Still see Sports World T-shirts. Come on, Lee. Hey, fellas, thanks for coming on, man. Thanks for all No Nonsense, Frank, Jason, all you guys for tapping in. We'll see what happens. We'll check you out next week. Peace.
All right, fellas. Thank you.
All right, later.
Thank you. All right, brother. Have a good day.